Time now for a focus, and we take you to the Philippines, where we ask what's in a name. On Monday, the people will head to the polls in a general election, and thanks to the country's split ticket system, voters get to elect a vice president directly. One name on the ballot is of particular interest: Ferdinand Marcos Junior, son of the late Philippine dictator. For many, the name is synonymous with martial law, graft, and torture. Our reporter Cyril Payan has more.
In the Philippines, the national elections may look like a carnival celebration. In this young democracy, after 400 years of Spanish colonization and a century of American domination, voting is often associated with political gambling in polls financed by influential families who have been pulling the strings of power for decades. Here is Virgilio Ferrer, a local candidate supporting a member of one of these powerful families. The Marcos family reigned over some of the darkest years of the country's recent history and is making astonishing strides on the national political scene.
You were not on Marcos' side when you were younger.
Oh, I was not. But, you know, as you examine what happened for the past 30 years, there is sense in supporting, you know, the family. There's a sense in going against, you know, the current system and trying to go towards that particular vision of having one nation and one consciousness.
You agree?
Yeah. That's why I like Bong Bong Marcos. I'm a loyalist.
30 years after the People Power Revolution ousted tyrant Ferdinand Marcos, many Filipinos feel disappointed. They seem to have lost their political faith.
They know the words, you know, they know the words that, I will making this one, I will making this one. But, you know, sometimes they miss the meaning of it, you know. They, what we call this slogan is only.
Indeed, Filipinos are disillusioned. Endemic corruption is always in the background. Cronyism and mismanagement permeates the government in a society rife with violence. Many people have become attracted to populism and nostalgia.
Nostalgic, I think it's more of a protest vote. a mixture of both, no? A nostalgic and protest vote because of the current system. Most of the Filipinos are already fed up with the kind of politics we have, you know.
Virgilio Ferrer, now as a pro-Marcos candidate, has a meeting with his champion in an exclusive club frequented by the local oligarchy. This is the Polo Club, located in the heart of Makati, an upscale neighborhood of Manila. People pay $1 million for the privilege of membership. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. looks like he is at home here.
Is the replica of his father. And you can even say that he may be the better version.
And here is Imelda, the late dictator's widow, making a surprise visit to support her only son.
It's a revolution in 1986. It's a big mistake. Now they realize that we need the discipline, that we need the leadership to eradicate corruption, the massive corruption, and now the people is demanding for justice.
How will you personally deal with your past?
I don't have to deal with my past. My past is my past. It's my personal history. There's no dealing with it.
It's deeply linked to the story of the contemporary history of the Philippines.
Yes, but again, I let the historians worry about history. I worry about what I can do today to make things better.
It has been 3 decades since the reign of terror and martial law was imposed by the head of the Marcos clan. The so-called kleptocracy led by dictator Ferdinand saw the national debt skyrocket from $2 to $30 billion while his family grafted with impunity. The Marcos regime was also characterized by arrest, torture, and political assassinations. However, this nation is also a place of contradictions, between progress and nostalgia, between old and new.
There's also the cultural factor. Filipinos are wont to forgive and forget. And that's just too bad. because that, coupled with the Marcos's offensive, coupled with the Marcos's deception and campaigns of lies and manipulation of history, made it possible for people not simply to forget, but to be confused.
These new elections are likely to mark a turning point in the country's history, pushing the society towards an uncertain future.
Well, for more on this, I am joined by Thierry Aube, an expert on Southeast Asia. Now, Bong Bong, as he is nicknamed, he says he would banish the politics of personality, but he's so popular. Doesn't he seem to be one of the people benefiting most from this system?
Well, my answer is that he's not the only populist looking for a popular vote, okay? So let us not isolate his case from other cases such as Duterte's, okay? Now, of course, I mean, he's playing his game, so there is nothing, unforeseen about that. I think that he's well advised by some people, I mean, to present his case in the best possible way to the people on TV screen.
He's playing his game, but it has to be said, it looks like the results are working, because how can you explain a sort of resurgence? Are people nostalgic for the dictatorship?
Well, the dictatorship, as you say, was there 30 years ago, so oblivion has done its work. And what also has created this situation, which populists are exploiting, is that the situation of many people in the Philippines is far from ideal. To say the least. Many people are disappointed about what has happened over the last 2 or 3 decades. In real life, I would say, or in politics. So it's not. We don't have to be much surprised, unfortunately, about the role that populists like him are playing in the Philippines, and I hope that they will not be elected, but probably we have to await a victory of Duterte.
But when we look at Ferdinand Marcos Junior, he says he's dismissed allegations that he's like his family. He tries to dismiss the past. He wants to focus on the modern day, on the present. But it's hard for a lot of people to forget the crimes that happened before. Is this a lesson about not judging a book by its cover, that he's a different man than his father and that he will provide hope and possibly a way forward for people?
Again, he's playing his game. He has not said, not by any means, that he dislikes, that he hates what his father has done.
He says he's proud of the name Marcos and that he was lucky to be born into the family.
Okay, so what we can see, what we can witness now is that his game is indeed rather successful so far.
Would he be successful going forward? A lot of the issues right now, he says he wants to banish the politics of personality, focus on the issues. But the issues right now, poverty and jobs, does he have a platform that is...
I don't think he has. His father didn't have anyway. He created poverty in the Philippines. So it's just,
just a lot of rhetoric. Who is his best challenger for the vice presidency then?
Well, it's hard to say.
I guess we should let the voters decide Monday. We'll find out.
It's hard to say. I think that his best challenger as president, if I may say, he's running for vice president, is Mrs. Poe. Okay. And Duterte on the other side.
We have to leave it there, Thierry Aube. Thank you very much for joining us. That is it for now from Focus.